Psalms 83. It says, blow up the trumpet in the new moon. And on our feast days, and on our time, at the time appointed. So you have all these scriptures that points throughout the Bible, but yet we're going to follow the Greeks and the Romans. God is calling his people to come out of Babylon because that is confusion. We are not supposed to be worshiping according to the Greeks or the Romans. That is not the way. So if any of you lack wisdom, let them ask of God. Go into the book. It's all there. If you have any questions at any time, feel free. So the farmers, you can see that the farmers, they plant by the moon. Okay? Why do they plant by the moon? Because the moon is what determines the moisture in the ground. If you notice, on the fourth day, the Lord brought the moon into existence. That's when he created it. Notice, he didn't create any animals before that day. The reason why he didn't create any animals, because if he had, if they were created before the moon, they wouldn't have nothing to drink. Why? Because the moon is what determines the waves moving. The moon and the sun together is what determines absorption in the ground and aspiration. Water going back up into the clouds. So without those forces, any life that came before the moon would not have existed, would able to be in existence. But notice that the Lord made green herbs in the Bible before he made the moon. And why did he do that? Because with the green herbs sitting there, every seed after its kind, when the moon came in, water starts watering the ground. We really play God to be stupid when we said, no man, God created the moon on the fourth day, so it can't be no new moon. That's foolishness. All a new moon is as the 30-day period ends, the moon moves around in the earth and eventually ends up in the first day position. All you have to do is look at Genesis. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Other words, after 30 days, the moon moves around to the number one position, which is day one, moves into darkness upon the face of the deep. And it memorializes the first day of creation. Especially the first month, which is Abib, memorializes the beginning. Because Abib means green, and it also means the beginning. The Lord tells us in the scriptures that this time, when they came out of Egypt, that I'm giving you the month of Abib. It is your beginning of months. It's very simple. But you got people that say, nah, we're going to keep it the way Esau gave it to us since we are in bondage. So what we want to do is stay in bondage, huh? Let's go back and build up the waste places that the Lord said he would do. He said, I will give you teachers and pastors after my heart. So you got these wicked guys going around telling you that you don't have to keep this and you don't have to keep that. I say you better keep it or perish. So, what is it about the new moon that makes it what it is? Well, in Ezekiel chapter 46, I think it is. Can somebody get that and read it? Start at verse 1. You might want to come down here and get on the mic so you can be heard.
Ezekiel 46:1. Thus saith the Lord God, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut 6 working days, but on the Sabbath it shall be open, and in the day of the new moon it shall be open. And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate without, and shall stand by the post of that gate. And the priest...
That's good. Thank you very much. So, on this day, the day of the new moon, the prince is at the sanctuary. So, where are you on that day? Right now, we are worshiping at the gate of the temple in heaven. And the Lord is taking names on who is available to worship him. Think about that. You at work worshiping money and the man, while the Lord is being worshiped by his true followers. Well, today's date is the third. Is it the third or the second? According to the Gregorian or Roman calendar. It's the third? Okay. Today is supposed to be the third. But it's not the third according to the script. We're in about the 29th day. Okay? 28th, 29th day of the Hebrew calendar. And that's what we follow. So now, you got people going around here saying that they're going to be at work at this time, worshiping. I mean, you might as well say it. They're worshiping money. If they're not out doing the work that the Lord has given us to do in his vineyard, feeding the sheep on this day, because it's okay to do good on the Sabbath, on the Shabbat. But it's a wicked thing to be working on this day. So, then you got the group that says, well, Saturday, sundown Friday, and sundown Saturday is when you do the Shabbat. So how can the new moon fit in with that? When today is the day that the new moon was brought in this past month. Now there's a new moon coming, which will be the first day of the of the 7th month. So we are keeping the Sabbath today because this past month it fell on a Monday evening and Tuesday night. So all day Tuesday, when the sun went down Monday evening, all day so-called Tuesday was or is the Shabbat, and that's what we're doing at this moment. Preparation day is coming up, and then we're going into another Shabbat. You got many people say, oh, this is just too hard. It's not hard. If you got the will to do it, it's not hard.